Nightfall in Minneapolis in December usually spells freezing temps, and that is precisely the case outside these walls. But we are a comfortable 72 degrees inside U.S. Bank Stadium. It can certainly get loud inside this building. And just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Here we go. Right now, you got 58.
They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7. Now Rodgers. Looking deep downfield. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. Preston Smith there on the stop.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Coleman. And an alley to run. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Vikings. Tevin Coleman. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Bailey got the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. Eric Kendricks, the Vikings' leading tackler a season ago, in on the stop.
2nd and 6 at the 26-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Check. Check out. Hey, Haywood. 54's Mike. 54's Mike.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Now he'll escape to his left. And that's off the mark, incomplete. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Inside. Go.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Stephen Weatherly able to record his 5th sack of the season. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
A tale of 2 extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
Listen to me.
Now on 2nd and 13. Cousins. He's got Smith here. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
3rd and 3.
Check back. Zebra.
3rd and short yardage. Cousins. He finds Coleman. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking 1st down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Get ready. Shoot. 150. Hey, yo.
They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Hey, watch the ball. Hey, check.
Off the play fake, Cousins. And this one complete to Smith. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Mike 42. Five. Check. 42's the mic. Check. 42's the mic. Come on.
Cousins. And he slings one that's incomplete. Tight end Irv Smith, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10.
He's not going to get it. Orbit. 28. Mike, 20.
Cousins again. And he's able to find Diggs. And he's got this down to the 35. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 35.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Check 52's the mic. Check 52's the mic. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone.
Gun. Check 26. Check 26.
Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52.
They'll run on first down. It's Coleman, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 37-yard line.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Watch the whip.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it 2nd down and 12. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Gun.
They'll try and run for it here. It's Coleman. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
42 hot. Banani. Quicker on the hop.
Jam.
Leave it, 48. Hey, Foxtrot.
On first down, Coleman. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Not today.
Hey, Steamer.
Mike 42. Watch the run.
Hey, Steamer.
Watch twist.
Hey, hot.
Here's Coleman on the draw. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 14.
Hot.
50 the mic. Oh, you got D?
On 3rd down, here's Coleman. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down. And no field goal try here from the red zone offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th.
Check.
Out. Hey, 382. Last 50. Yellow.
They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. And the gadget play here on 4th down winds up backfiring. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. Rodgers will bring the Pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 16. Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now this time Rodgers will throw. Got a man. That's Allison. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, Charlie.
I got one. Check 55 to Mike. Check 50.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Call that a very strong gain of 24. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now a first down carry by Jones. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. From the 40 now on 2nd down, Rodgers. And this one brought in by Sanu. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 27-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Hey, watch the ball. You got tight. You got tight out there. Hey.
Here's Jones. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Hey, Delta.
55.
Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. Fielded about a yard deep.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. They will run again with Coleman. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Check, Mike 42.
Cousins. And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 22.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
That goes for a gain of 31. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go band of brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
They'll run on first down. It's Coleman, and he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too. Very difficult task right now.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there.
Yellow.
Here's Coleman on the toss. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Hey, here we go.
Wide.
50's the mark. 50's the mark. Here we go, D.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Tevin Coleman with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing. And try
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. picked off near the 26. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or two shy of midfield.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Alert three. Showing up. Showing up.
They begin the drive with Coleman. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Hey, no, easy.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. You're not ready. You're not ready. Pick the edge, pick the edge.
1 second.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Completes it to Coleman. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Hey, we are.
Hey, Mike 7.
Hey, number 28, Mike, he's coming, check in. You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Zebra.
28, Mike.
Hey, Alpha.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got
Where's the hot?
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. It's a foot race. And into the end zone, it's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but if the ball's in the air, they treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
So now Rodgers will lead the Packers up to go for 2.
Mike 5-4. Hey, watch the slant.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
On the draw play, Coleman. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That kind of looked like a defense fed up by being gashed in the running game all night.
Yeah, and imagine their coach saying, if you're fed up on that play, where were you the rest of the time? What took you so long? But flip it over to the offensive side. They've been dominating this thing, and to finally have a play go against them, that's not something that's going to make them feel very good this evening.
They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On 3rd down, Coleman. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. A great Monday night to wrap up the week in football. 2 division rivals and a great finish ahead as we come up on 1st and 10. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. It's caught by Coleman. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
To Hart. 180.
He's coming. Check in.
300.
Mike, 28. Mike.
To throw, Cousins. And Diggs has it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 yards there, 1st down. Cousins now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking 1st down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing. Slow them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Hey, echo.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Good shot, baby. That's a baby shot. Mike 42. Mike 42.
Right back to Coleman here on 1st down. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Packers' 14-yard line.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Championships, baby. Through. 42's the mark. 42's the mark. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And this is incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
28. Mike, he's coming.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the 1st as well.
1st down, Packers.
Aaron Rodgers, 3 fourth-quarter comebacks last year. That's the most he's had in one season in his entire career, and he's going to need another one right now. Pretty good results here on the 1st down run as he takes this forward for about 6. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Hey, 88.
You. 55, Mike, guy, 55.
Hey, Haywood.
From the 44, Rodgers. It's caught here by Adams. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 31-yard line.
4-yard gain on the play. And a Packer 1st down.
Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy.
Kill. Check 99. He's coming. Double up.
On 1st down, it's Jones. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around with the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Again, it's Jones. He's got the first down. Oh, no, he lost the football. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Packers have taken the lead. They do tack on the extra point as well. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
You can't block me.
Hey, can't.
Go. Hey, defense, let's go. 44 to Mike, 44.
Back to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Here we go. Hey, number 20.
Gun.
He's coming. Check in. Hey. Mike 28.
Hey, Steeler.
Yo,
Spud.
Danny.
300.
Check 24.
Yellow.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. It's complete to Diggs. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
That gets them the first down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
Check in.
First.
Army. Mike 28.
Hey, orbit.
Watch the pass. Mike 28. All day. Hey, number 28. Mike, he's coming.
He'll look to throw. Oh, the spin. This is Coleman with a grab. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. That'll be a pickup of 4 as they work with his 4-point fourth-quarter lead. On that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Hey, box truck.
I got you.
He's back to throw. Man open, it's Goodwin. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 40. Cousins to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Mike 42, Mike 42. I got you. I got you.
Hey, Steve 6. Steve 6.
42 the Mike, boy, 42. 42 the Mike.
Now Cousins. He's going to let it fly. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
The Vikings on third down. They've been really good, converting 7 of their 10 tries. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 15.
At their own 15-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. Little clock management 101.
Now Rodgers. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
Intended for Devontae Adams. Incomplete. Xavier Rhodes on the coverage.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Watch the twist, watch the twist. Shift. Deuce.
Back north. He's got Delta. Shift. Hey, Delta.
Mike 5-4.
Rodgers looking to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
Incomplete. It's 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Number 50. Hey, you block over here.
Hey, exit.
Now Rodgers. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Green Bay, it's another win for them, and you wonder if they want a redo on that one loss as they sit now at 14-1. And they'll have another road date next week with the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, it's a bad time of year to take a loss like this as they drop to 10-5. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL Audio